You can write a book without actually writing it, even if you wanted one for years and the actual writing of the book is the thing that always stopped you. It's not a shortcut and it's not a trick. It's a better way that most experts have simply never been shown. I've spent 15 years helping experts turn what they know into a published book, and I use this exact approach for my own. So stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know precisely how it's done and why the writing was never the real problem. Let me start with the thing nobody tells you. You don't have a writing problem, you have a capturing problem. Think about it. Writing 30 or 40,000 words is a craft. It's a specific skill, and it's one you were never meant to need. You run a business, you solve problems for clients, you give the odd talk, you write proposals. Nobody hired you to be an author. So when you sit down to write a book the way you were told to, when you have free moments, one of two things happens. Either you stare at a blank page and nothing comes, or you write 3 paragraphs, read them back, decide they're not good enough, and delete them. I've watched brilliant people carry a half-finished book around for years, a title, an outline, maybe a chapter and a half. They feel a quiet, nagging embarrassment every single time someone asks how it's going. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. It is not because you're lazy, and it's not because you're not clever enough. It's because you were handed the wrong method. I learned this the hard way, and it cost me. I wrote my first book the traditional way. Sat down, faced the blank page, tried to be an author. It took me 2 years. 2 years of evenings and weekends of writing half a chapter on a train and then not touching it for a month. I nearly quit 3 times, and when I finally held the finished thing in my hands, I felt something I didn't expect. Not pride, something closer to relief that it was over. Then I read it back. And here's the part that changed everything for me. The best bits, the passages that actually made people pick up the phone and call me, were not the ones I'd agonised over at the keyboard. They were the bits I'd said out loud to clients 100 times before. The stories I always tell, the way I explain things, the stuff that just falls out of my mouth when someone asks. The stuff I said naturally was better than the stuff I laboured over, every single time. And it wasn't close. That told me something important. Your book already exists. You are delivering it in pieces every single week, in client calls, in workshops, in the answer you give when someone asks what you do. You've said every important idea in your book out loud, probably dozens of times. You've just never captured it. So here's how to do it without writing it. 5 steps. Step 1, talk, don't type. Instead of facing a blank page, you answer questions out loud the way you would with a good client over coffee, and you record it. Your phone is genuinely enough to start. Now, here's the key that most people miss. It has to be structured. You don't just ramble for 10 hours and hope. You work from a set of questions that follow the shape of your method, so that what comes out of this process is already roughly in order. 8 to 12 hours of you talking guided properly is more than enough raw material for a whole book. The reason this works so well is that speaking is about 6 times faster than we write, and it already sounds like you because it is you. There's no room for anything to be lost in translation. Step 2, get it transcribed. This used to be expensive and very slow. It isn't anymore. There's cheap software that turns hours of recording into clean text in minutes. So now, without having written a single word yourself, you're sitting on 30, 40, 50,000 words, all of them yours. That blank page you were so afraid of is already full. Step 3, find the spine. This is the step that turns a pile of transcripts into an actual book, and it's the one people find hardest to do on their own. You go back through what you've said and you look for the method underneath it, the repeatable way you get people the result they want. Most experts have never named this because to them it's just what I do. But it's in there, and once you find it, you break it into a handful of clear steps, and those steps become your chapters. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say across all your recordings, you kept saying things like, the first thing I always check is whether they've got the right people. And then next we look hard at the numbers. And then we fix the offer. There it is. You've just found a 3-step method and the spine of your whole book. It was hiding in plain sight, in your own words. Step 4, edit it into shape. I'll be honest with you, this is where the real work is, and it's where most do-it-yourself attempts fall apart. Raw transcripts are messy. People repeat themselves, sentences trail off, There are ums, ers, and half-finished thoughts. So this needs a professional editor, someone who can cut, tighten, and shape it while keeping your voice completely intact. Not rewrite you into someone else. Keep it all you, but at your best. This is also, by the way, where a lot of people are now tempted just to let AI write the whole thing, and that's the fastest way to destroy your credibility. A human has to write and check every page, but that's a whole video on its own, so I don't want to go down that road yet. Step 5, test the voice before you commit. Before you turn all 40,000 words into finished chapters, get one chapter done properly and read it back. Out loud, ideally. Does it sound like you? Would a client who knows you recognise your voice in it? If the answer's no, you fix it now at 3,000 words, not at the end when it's 30,000 words and painful to unpick. So that's the whole thing. Talk it, transcribe it, find the spine, edit it, test the voice. 5 steps, and not one of them is sit down and write a book. Now, I'll be straight with you because it matters and I don't want you leaving with the wrong idea. This is still real work. If you do it yourself, it'll take longer than you think, and the editing step will humble you. So find a genuinely good editor. Or you can have it done for you, which is what we do, and then your only job is the talking. But either way, the principle is the same, and the principle is the whole point. You start from your own recorded words, not from a blank page. Because the blank page was never the real problem. It's just where you were told books come from. They don't. Books come from what you already know and already say every single week. And as I said earlier, you don't have a writing problem, you have a capturing problem. And that, thankfully, is a far easier one to solve. So, before you spend months trying to write or a penny having it done, find out whether a book is even the right move for you right now. If this has been useful for you, please subscribe. I break down each one of the 5 things that make an expert visible every week, so you'll catch the one that fixes your gap. And if you want to know which of the 5 things is actually making you invisible, I've built a free 4-minute scorecard. It tells you which one to fix first and how. The link's showing on the video and in the description. It's also pinned in the comments. Check it out, and thanks for watching.